that myself and the Lekkerbreek teenage Munama took to Bokopani. The film script I'm busy with is called Seed of Redemption. It's about a former MK, it's a love story set in the mid-80s, and it captures our revolution during the mid-80s, the political upheaval of the mid-80s. And the last book that I want to write, which will come in another 2-3 years' time, hopefully, is called Bay of Rising. It's about a young boy that lives on a farm, and to cut a long story short, he moves from place to place, his family gets evicted, he moves from place to place, and then eventually he becomes a lawyer, he comes back to his small town, like Modimolle, names to him, right? And he becomes the mayor of the town. And the whole idea of my writing is to capture our political history. Very, very few understand what we went through as activists during the time of apartheid and fighting the hideous system of apartheid. However, I don't want you to confine, and as you know, we're having a writing workshop. When those guests come, there are three people coming, Diana Ferris, Ketloho Shoro, and Bonile Bam. They will come down here, and when they come, we'll give a further introduction to you of who they are, what they do. This is one of many writing workshops that we want to do. Remember, our whole idea is to express ourselves through art, through dance, through music, through drama, through our writing. Understand? And for us also here, particularly my company, River Runs Through Film Productions, is wants to get more involved in writing. And hopefully next year, myself and together with Socks, where are you? There we are. Do all of you know Bra Socks? Sorry, man, I shouldn't be. Hello? Sorry about that. I thought it was our tour group that are coming from Modimolle. So they will come, when they come, they will introduce them. And I said, our whole idea is to develop ourselves. We need to form a very comprehensive and enthusiastic and vibrant organization, cultural organization. What I've also done is I plan to work, volunteer some of my time to Solomon Masangu and Pakameng High School. And the whole idea is for us to come and see how we can uplift. I mean, we've been to the doldrums in the doldrums during the apartheid era. It's going to take us a very long time to come up. And some of us that have the skills, this whole idea is to transfer the skills to yourselves. While we're waiting, I'm going to request any of you that want to perform poetry, because Kateho Shoro is currently doing poetry with the students at Modimolle Primary School. So I think I'm going to put some people in a block like Bra Socks. Can you come up and do a poem for us? Thank you, Bra Socks. I'm actually a bandit. I was detained in 1986. And I was under 7 months of restriction, which means I couldn't write anything against the government. I couldn't leave my town without the permission. I couldn't associate with Pakameng Youth Congress, Makulareng Youth Congress, Bela Youth Congress. There was those restrictions put on me until it was lifted on 14 January. I'm very happy. General Lakhrani, the former Minister of Police, gave me a Valentine card, because on that, you see that certificate that he gave me to lift my restriction. It was on 14th of February 1987. So I got a Valentine card. My girlfriend didn't give me. General Lakhrani gave me a Valentine card. Yeah, I think if you look at your little cards I've got there, the cards I've got there, you will see that this is also a 16-day of activism program that we're running. And you know, at every opportunity we need to highlight this. There is absolutely no excuse for any woman to be beaten, raped, or killed. Let's not even make an excuse whether she said hello to you with a smile which looked enticing, or whether she wore a miniskirt, or no matter what. I don't see women going out there with men wearing short trousers or anything. I don't see women going out there to rape them. Why should we behave like that? So this is one of those programs that we are busy with right now. And I think, as Brasov said, We're going to have lots more programs. It is us here that can bring about that change. Okay. So I'm not going to talk much longer because I'm just waiting for those people to come. They visit Modimolle School. If you see the skulls here, on the one side it says there 16, on the other side, I want you to write your name that you'd like to be called by. It can be a nickname also. I want you to write your name big so that the other the presenters would know who you are. Okay. So there's pens down there. Just write your name on the side of the card. Do you have a? Okay. Let me get you. So while we're waiting, I'm going to recite a poem that I've written. On who I refer to as the mother and spear of our nation, Winnie Madikizela Mandela. I think many of us, and Comrade Ruben will vouch for it, that we've admired this woman for the role that she has played. And while Nelson Mandela was in prison, she took the baton of our struggle and went forth towards our liberation. And the poem I've written is, just give me some time. Let me just get it. Don't put it here. I think I've read it to some of the boys already. I think you all know the famous quote by one of our leaders who was murdered by the apartheid regime, Comrade Stephen Bantu. Yeah. You all heard of it?
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that I've learned from him is to write what I like. Some people say, some revolutionaries, when they want you to achieve your aim, they say, by any means necessary, like Malcolm X. So the poem is called Judge Me, prisoner number 1323/69. That was Comrade Winnie Madikizela Mandela's prison number. It says, judge me if your husband was taken from you and incarcerated for 27 years. Judge me if you were snatched by the racist white apartheid agents in the dark hours of the night, leaving your tender-aged kids abandoned. Judge me if you are banished from your home and taken to a place not of your choosing to break your desire for freedom. Judge me if you're thrown into the doldrums of solitary confinement for 491 days. Judge me if you're physically and mentally abused by the white racist operatives of the apartheid regime. Judge me if your white apartheid detractors use their propaganda machinery to defame and tarnish your name. Judge me if you bore the brunt of landlessness, poverty, and unemployment because of the notorious and inhumane system of government. Judge me if every day downtrodden masses stood at your doorstep and stared at you as a beacon of hope. Judge me if you stood up to the armory of white police and soldiers who butchered your defenseless, disenfranchised, and impoverished people. Judge me if you fearlessly and openly declared taking up arms against the white racist apartheid regime in defense of a just struggle. Judge me, for I have the temerity, resilience, spirit, and vision. Judge me, for I am a daughter, a wife, a mother, a social worker, an activist, a warrior. Judge me, for I am a daughter of African soil. Judge me, for I am a constant. Judge me, for I am Winnie Madikizela Mandela, a spear of the nation. Judge me, watinda bafazi, watinda mugodo. I've written this. Now, I indicate to you, you don't all have to write about politics. I mean, it doesn't have to be about struggle. It's about things that you like. That's where you start off in writing. The reason I write is about our struggle because from the age of 17, I'm now 57 years, and 40 years of my life I spent in the struggles against apartheid, the development of our towns, and so forth. And that is why I can write about it, because I have a background. Some of you might fashion. You can actually write a story about fashion. There's this thing about Prada, what's it? Is it the movie? It's all about fashion. So also, if for you to encourage yourself to write, look at things that you like, things that appeal to you on TV, read things that you like. One of the things I must tell you that you need to be encouraged to do is read. There's no other way that you're going to be able to write if you don't read. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Does anybody here want to, before I see they've arrived, does anybody want to do a poem or anything here? Anybody wants to come on stage? Come on, guys.
To render just one poem. I remember I wrote something. It was on the 18th of October, 2019. Something came through my mind, and then I decided to sketch a poem. It's an epic poem, not really epic poetry. Epic poetry are those long narrative poems. In most cases, they would like the heroes and heroines. And then it's titled Calamity in Schools. It is a poem in progress, but I'm busy constructing it. And then here's a short draft. As I'm about to start, yet feels like I'm perorating. Calamity has swiftly come into the fourth industrial revolution. I assimilate your fellows with a saddened heart, a burdened soul, and a heavy mind. Although my intro may feel iron, my content remains relevant. Our schools have turned into battlefields, mortuaries, and Sodom and Gomorrah of the den. Our kids have become thugs in disguise, angels of the devil himself. Penitentiary matters not to them. Life taken holds no regret to them. Life threatens them not. Schools are governed by useless policies. The educational system kept on deteriorating. Now look today, it is like an HIV pandemic. Greed, stupidity, poverty, unemployment, ignorance, hate continues to impact and attract hate on a black child. Our values and principles as a society are challenged by this ominous behavior. Punctuality has become a norm. It is no longer a prerequisite. Conspicuously, 7:30 has become 8:30. Schools' internal policies and functional battles keep on putting the innocent learners at risk. A fail has now become or condoned to be a pass. Age will progress you into the next age. Somalian shops are a weak spot for the learners during break. A learner's life is worth a day or stay%. Call me Berserker, for it was your medulla oblongata, floundered. Without any daily of your tempo, I assimilate any constructive criticism. For I am as sweet as a honey, humble as a servant, haughty as a suitor. Thank you.
Mela? Lekay? The poets go fail. Babang, okay, Kupa, as an introduction to ourselves, can I hear who you are? So please give me your name and tell me what you do. If you're in the arts, tell me what you do in the arts. If you are not in the arts, tell me what you do. Yes?
My name is Potato.
Whoa, okay. If we can have one person speaking, one person speaking.
My name is Potato.
Yes.
And I'm working.
Your name is Potato and you are happy. You are a rapper. Alana Potato. Okay? Yes. Is there nothing else you want to tell us? You don't want to drop a verse?
Wants to drop a verse.
Yeah, drop verses. Drop a verse. Just one verse.
Jag kan ta med mig böcker och kanske läxa mina fel. Och det bärs för min sist och det snöjer då längst. Jag är inte så petra för alla lever för någon annan. Om det är bäst.
Nagina Mamahele Taganelo, Kitaraja construction, so the community house building.
Yes. And then we're not kidding Mukatefi.
ke tlo ithuta ka dilo tsa art ke bona ke le interested mo tsone.
My name is Katla Wampiri, known as Progress. I'm an artist.
Known as Progress.
Yes. I'm a producer, beat maker, a songwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you beat for us?
Let him show you.
Can you beat for us?
Let's hear it.
Don't beatbox, drop the verse.
Drop a verse, beat, whatever you produce.
For now, I've got nothing in my mind, so I don't
Yeah?
think I can.
It's okay. The morning is long.
Hi everyone, my name is Lekkerbreek. I'm 15 years old. Lekkerbreek, I'm 15 years old. I'm in grade 8. I'm schooling at Solomon High School. I'm a model and advertising clothes. So, to you guys, I would like to say that modeling is a good thing. It teaches many children good things and
Sell it. Yes, thank you. Alika Seba, I'm going to ask you to drop the mic and then project. So make sure that you are clear, otherwise I'm going to ask you to put down the mic and project so that the people that side can hear you.
Dumelang.
Hello.
And like I said, so I didn't like a party appointment, but then more quickly for a workshop. And
Hello guys, my name is Sean. I'm known as Tenacity. I'm a rapper.
Let's hear it.
Here one, drop a verse.
Let's hear the verse.
Well, I'm Tenacity, I'm being veracity. I was accused of being intensity, but never mind. No.
Are you freestyling first?
Yeah, I don't like the freestyle.
Okay, let's hear a verse that you actually have.
Oh, the verse that I actually have.
Yeah.
Oh. Yo, I'm sure I've been going for a long time, but I'm back with a new song, Life's Life to spice it. Can rhymes one time, cause you niggas think you can rap, but you will make that thoughts if you don't think it's the same as what I get. I bet you will get a cigarette before she makes you wet, but don't forget, hate is a pity pack.
Jobe, ke Socks Masini, ke writer, ke filmmaker, and I'm a poet. Lenguela.
What I'll share best stanza.
Scripted from the Master Center and published from the Care Company of Maternal Wisdom. To alert and supply people with reality, I am the Book of Tat.
Joel, ke Johannesburg, known as Tomsley. I was an artist, a rapper. So no media video, ideas are affected. I'm no longer a rapper, so I'm workshop or a something.
Do you remember some of your rhymes?
Yes, but it.
Let's hear a verse.
Otherwise.
Ke kgale ke go nyaka ne ke ngwana mangwalo ne ke tlhapa ke dikgala fana ne ke sa edile mara mo go bona street go botsa street ke a o rata.
Like that Tumelo, can open 10 music producer. Good morning, Yanda. If it's a Lakaki Tumelo, I am an artist, a songwriter. So I just dropped a small vision of my rhymes. Yo, just like I pray for better days, I pray for everything, success to come on my way. I pray for also for my dogs to be my homies, say, pay myself to get more money and get myself MJs. But I leave my voice in the world to remember when I'm gone. I'm a young legend living door with my heart hustling all day. The time to stop off, let me go and help you grow up, nigga, you gotta be strong.
Hello. I'm Edward Manonti, known as White Beats.
You are?
Edward Manonti, known as White Beats. I'm a producer, songwriter, and a rapper. Assistants, I'm representing
stepping in the venue, my haters they can eat you. But just scavengers at the time, fully show up, most predictable. After life's through, 20% of them die, and I enjoy like,
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Joseph, also known as the Mr. Universe. So now I want to start a music. Yeah, you like a project,
I get over the music. Wonderful.
Which really on project. Okay. Kena menanti banyak masalah lagi cekik ke rumah macam apa bos meni nak ada mama lagi pusing kisah musibah kepada host karuna apa yang dikotok apa mama fasi ciki disini lagi mabjata orang lagi musik cara beta mana ni sama cara kan ciki cocok Terjadi manusia yang dikoyok, dan jadi nama yang kau itu cara menjual apa mahal, walau awasana dari
I go by the name of Zunaid, stage name King of the Savage. I'm an artist by trapping, so I'm gonna drop a little freestyle because trapping is a lot of words that cannot be used. Okay. Man, I touch a God in the crib. The niggas wanna know where I live. I got niggas who ain't pay bills. You ain't pretty pay, so got anybody can live. 20 AM on my wrist. I'm about to get drip. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Monica. I'm from CHB Construction. So I'm just here to learn about what we're going
Halala, yes,
vitamins is
So we're not specifically interested in the 16 days of violence against women. Right.
Thank you.
Askis bunte. Zo bunte. Weta?
Good day, everyone. My name is Mrs. Melikechi at this institution. I'm teaching English in grade 7. I came here to learn more skills about poetry because in grade 7 we teach poetry. So to guide those children who are interested in the English. So I have something here. I just want to. Just a little touch is something I just drafted now, it's 3 minutes. Dad, who are your parents? I want to know because I wanted to stop them from giving birth to you. You are so cruel. You separate us from our loved ones. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Modimolle and I am a proud learner in Public High School. And I used to be a debater for road safety debates. So I just helping myself as a debater.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Kopa from African Change Program. So I came here to know about this agriculture.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Malusi and I come from Harvey High School. I am an author, but I'm not published, but I write YA, psychological thrillers and sci-fi and I'm a fan of Star Wars also, and yeah, that's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Fumana. I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm a revolutionary. I'm interested in art. I express myself through art by using my hands. So coming here,
What do you mean by using your hands?
by molding, clay, controlling, picture, African art. I'm inspired by Donna, so I'm here to just be motivated.
Nna ke Joanna, ke tletse mo emela ngwana wa ka o le reng o dira wa repa and o nyaka go tseba ka ga modeling le go ba songwriter. Unfortunately, I have a but she's only 12 years old.
Hi again. Ke Martha. Maybe ke tletse mo go tseba ka o shumishiwa o se botse ka basadi le bana.
Thank you, Kathleen. Hello, everybody. It is so wonderful to be here. Thank you for preparing so nicely for us. And it's so great to hear you. I can't understand what you all say. Some I can understand. But I just want to express my gratitude and my joy being here. My name is Diana. My surname is Fitz. And I'm a poet, and I would also want to call myself a performance poet, where I perform my poetry. I have published 3 books. I write in both in English and Afrikaans. I'm from Cape Town. I was born in Worcester, in Holland, and so Afrikaans is my mother tongue, and English is my second language. And I hope that we can exchange ideas today, and like you did with your poetry and your rap, and I hope that I can also give you something of what I am. Thank you very much.
My name is Modimolle, original of the Eastern Cape, but I live in Johannesburg now. I'm a photographer. I'll be sharing some photographs here. Thank you very much.
So has anyone heard of free writing before? Has anyone heard of free writing? What it is?
Free writing is writing ideas on your things. Just writing, it's collecting your ideas and writing them without any kind of chronological order.
Okay. All right, anyone else? So, ooh, hey. So with free writing, the idea is Modimolle non-stop for a certain amount of time. How correcting, how imrao, you don't think, you don't try to make things rhyme. If they rhyme naturally, that's fine. If it doesn't have to be poetry, but what you're doing is you are letting yourself write whatever thoughts come to your head. A lot of things with writers, poets, artists is that you try to be so perfect, you try to craft things so much that sometimes the ideas that should be flowing through us are not. I get it. So what I want you to do, everyone, go to a fresh piece of paper. Everyone. And so without stopping to think, for the next 7 minutes, you are, yes?
He paused.
Without stopping to think for the next 7 minutes, you are going to write whatever thoughts come to your head. And go. At the back? So we are speaking so that all of us can hear.
No, I write because I'm free. I can write what I like. I can express myself without being hindered, without thinking of being perfect.
How was the exercise? Utlile sho. Iman na sho. Baukombi. Yes. Wow, no sure. It doesn't make sense. And is it important for you for everything that you write down to make sense? What did it feel like when it doesn't make sense? You feel like you're stupid. Okay.
Okay, like now when I do things, I like to plan
Louder?
them first. When I do things, I like to plan them first. So without planning anything, it was kind of hard. I felt free but caged at the same time.
How do you plan?
Let me just say I'm working on something. I plan for it, how that thing will happen, how will I do it, then I write that.
Okay. All right? Lamut.
You can't even go back and come over and fix it when you want to. So, think yes, that's what.
Okay. Is there anyone who felt something different?
I felt so good because I like to express myself, and that goes to the Bill of Rights. We got to establish that right to freedom of expression.
Okay. Anyone else who felt anything different?
I felt free-spirited.
Free-spirited?
Yeah. Most of the things that in my mind, they came out.
Okay.
And I could put them on paper. Free-spirited.
So now, I want you to go back to what you've written and underline phrases. So a phrase, I get it's a set of words. It's not necessarily from a capital letter to a full stop if anyone had full stops. Normally when I free write down a full stop, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. So get underline phrases, not less than 5 phrases, and then write those phrases on a separate page. Okay. So do you understand? I get really words. Words fell like that. But high bola into you underline yona ntho eo khahlileng. So whether ke set ya months like about. Okay. So now what I'm interested in hearing is, so this is the title that I want you to write. Why she is important in my life. No, new page everyone, new page. King ka sepedi king. Hobaneng a le bohlokwa bophelong ba ka. So ha o batla ngola ka sepedi, ngola ka sepedi. Why she is important in my life. Hobaneng a le bohlokwa bophelong ba ka. Ke Sesotho sa ke. Ka sepedi bitse keng? Ha? Horeng. Horeng a le bohlokwa. Horeng a le bohlokwa bophelong ba ka. So you're going to write that as your title, eh? Now, okay, yeah?
We write only she or
she.
Only she.
Just she. And now, I want you to spend the next 2 minutes again doing the free writing exercise. Just write. So you are responding to that question, why she is important in my life. So write 2 minutes, go. Without stopping, without erasing. Okay. Next, we are going to write heading again, why he is important. I'm not saying in my life, I'm just saying why he is important. It doesn't have to be a new page. Does everyone have the title? And start. New title. This is why I am important. New title. Ke bohlokwa hobaneng kapo ka sepedi tla bang? Ha? This is why I am important. That's the big title. Ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. Goreng ke le bohlokwa, ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. Ke lebaka la eng ke le bohlokwa. Ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. I like that. Ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. Yes. But this is why I am important. Yeah. Ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. I vote for that. So this is why I am important. Next. Ke lebaka leo ke leng bohlokwa. All right. 5, 4. Little more la fandakas is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. 1 more minute. Stop. Now, I want you to underline phrases from all 3 sections. So go back from the first section, this is why she's important, to the next section, this is why she's important in my life. Second section, this is why he is important. Why is she important in my life? Why is he important? And this is why I am important. So underline as many as you want. And then, when you go back and write, so I need you to go onto a clean page, after underline, I guess, and then go onto a clean page. The first line is, this is why she is important in my life, and then you write down the phrase how, and then uskipe line ibe the next stanza, ibe why is he important, and then the phrase how, and then the last bit, this is why I am important. Sure. Okay. So underline the phrases on a page. All of them.
With my mother, I asked her if she can remember how she plaited my hair. So tight. My eyes pulled up sideways. But I know she wanted me to look neat, to look pretty. She told me to walk upright, shoulders straight. Now I wish that we had moisturizer, sunblock, and shampoo to iron out those lines so matured on her face. Too soon, the lifelong battles battered her skin. Now that I can afford to mirror myself, hands full of cream and products to protect me, I so wish I could have protected her. Thank you.
But before I do that, I think it's very important that I share my story with you. How I became a photographer. Back in 1990, I had a friend who was about 20 years older than me. He had a girlfriend who was about 10 years younger than him. Three of us were very close. Now, one day, my friend came to me and said, Modimolle, can you take us a picture? Gave me a camera. I didn't know how to take pictures, but I thought, I would try, experiment. So I took a few pictures, using a plastic camera loaded with a color film. Because I didn't know how to process films. So I went to town, East London, processed the films. When I looked at the negatives, they were, well exposed. So I came back and showed the guy and the lady the pictures. Then they looked at each other and looked at me, and they smiled. As a result, they said to me, we are happy, you can have a camera. So that's how I got to become a photographer. Later, I decided to study photography. I came to Joburg and studied photography. A few years later, I worked for different publications, newspapers, and magazines. But at the time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I would cover events, music, dance, theater, and sports, fashion, everything, rallies. But I wasn't happy with what I was doing. Then I thought, it's better if I go home and tell my own story using a camera. So today I'm going to share a story I did in the Eastern Cape. But before I do that, I don't want to lead you. I'm going to give you these pictures and ask you to write something, whatever you think this picture represents. Just few words. I'll give you 3 minutes. And then after that, I'll tell you what to do. I work on this project. I did not see poverty. Hence, I allowed you to interpret them so that I can hear your views and then tell you, why I decided to work on this project. Firstly, I used an analog camera. That means a camera that uses film. And I loaded it with black and white film because I wanted the story to, because Mandela was born in 1980, so I wanted the pictures to be timeless. If I use color film, you will see like a green grass. Maybe next week green grass, there's a red shirt or whatever white plastic. So when you look at these pictures, your eye will be distracted. But with black and white, you see black, gray, or white. So I wanted a story that is timeless. This is a church, but early around early 20s, Mandela went to school here. This was his second school because his first school was at Tikuru, and then he went to another school at Tukuru. This is the church, but it was also used as a school. I know this is a very difficult picture to interpret, but I was challenging you. This is a sliding rock, like a big rock, where Mandela and his friends used to slide. They would put like a cardboard and then they would slide down. So I found this piece of cardboard because there's no Mandela there. But I wanted the person looking at the pictures to feel, or to look at these pictures
and imagine Mandela and other boys sliding down. This is Nkulu. Someone was talking about drought. Mandela left Nkulu after his father passed away. He went to Lekkerbreek to live with his relative. Now, when I looked, at that tree, in my view, it represented his mother and Mandela, the small tree. Because his father died, I think, when he was about 9 years old. So they had to travel. So this is where Mandela grew up at Nkulu. Long walk to Lekkerbreek, where he grew up. I was photographing youngsters who were playing stick fight. Now, whilst I was there, I thought, here is a road from Nkulu to Lekkerbreek. And Mandela walked here to get to his new home at Lekkerbreek. And Diana talked about metaphors. And the young man there, instead of writing what is obvious, he changed this into poetry. I quite like that, because most of you are creative, and you wrote differently. Hence, I gave you one picture and then gave you another picture, because you're not going to write the same thing. Most of you are poets, artists, and all that. So, you see, when Mandela was still young, his father lost, everything, because he had an argument with the white magistrate. He lost his land, and Mandela had to leave Mvezo to Nkulu, So, this is the land that lay vacant, so there's no, there's no activity there, you see. So, but again, at Mvezo, when I arrived, I found this aloe tree. This is a medicinal plant. It can use to cure, different diseases. But it was there next to where Mandela's umbilical cord was buried. In a way, in my view, it felt like it was like looking after the ruins. Unfortunately, those ruins don't exist because the Mandela family built a homestead on top of those ruins. So if anyone wants to go there and take a picture, you will not find it, because everything has been removed or destroyed. This is a book that was read by Mandela's guardian in the 40s. It focused on text, education, and religion.
What's the first one?
It focused on text, religion, and education, which was written like in 1940. But what was interesting, it was placed on a grinding stone. People who grew up in villages will know that our grandparents used to grind maize. So the light that you see is coming from a window. And it's striking, as you can see, it's an afternoon light. So I wanted to wait up until the shadows are a bit long. This is the area around Mvezo. This is where Mandela grew up. Now, what I'm trying to show here is that some of you are saying that Mandela gave us freedom. He fought against apartheid, and he made us to feel, comfortable. In the past, our parents were chased, and asked for don't pass and all that stuff. But my aim is to tell a story of a man who helped to liberate South Africa from the chains of apartheid. Now, it's difficult to tell a story of Mandela's Tasha against nature. But it's very important to realize that most of us, we come from ordinary backgrounds. Now, when you see someone successful, sometimes we forget where that person comes from. So my aim here was try to tell a story about Mandela's roots, about the settings that shaped his life long before he became a politician. Mom Diana was talking about reading. I interviewed some people around the family in order for me to place, words next to pictures, so that I understand, what happened. Again, I had to read books about the history of these villages. I had an exhibition a few years ago at Mandela Foundation, and I like what you said, most of you talked about home. These pictures are about home, and that exhibition was titled "The Meaning of Home." I had another exhibition last year at UJ. It was titled Mandela's Roots. So, these pictures are about home, identity, culture, lifestyle, about simple life. My aim is to show that we may be where we are today, but we come from ordinary backgrounds. I think maybe some of you might have questions. And if you have some, I will be willing to answer those questions. Thank you very much.
No, it's just I want to remind you of something. You forgot.
Hello.
I just wanted to remind you of something. There is another picture that showed me a house you didn't tell us about it. Yeah.
Well, this is just a simple roundabout. He shared it with his cousin, Justice Ndikhaga, the son of the king that raised, Mandela when he was about 9 years old. So this is where I took the picture of a book on grinding stone. So Mandela shared this roundabout with his, I'll say brother, because in Africa, as an African, I won't call him his cousin, but I'll say brother because he was, raised by the king who was related to Mandela's father. So this is the house that he shared with his brother.
Remember last year we had Muta Baruka? That's the lady who brought me.
If you have a problem, you can take that. Okay, I'm ready.
Over to you.
Dumelang hape. So since I'm in a new city, I might as well, sort of. Am I in a new city?
No, don't.
Do we call this a city?
No, don't.
Not a city. Rimita. A town. What makes something a city?
More than two robots.
More than two robots. So it's a town.
Village.
Village. Ah, at village. And what's the meaning of glorious intent? God has eaten. Mudimu. Urile. Okay, all right, cool. So I've lived in 2 cities so far. One in Lekkerbreek, the other one in Cape Town. So I'm just going to give a poem about the 2 cities. I stood between 2 grand cities as each of them whispered, "Remember me." Josie was lean, her walk was packed with ambition, and her hairstyle was gelled in this cosmopolitan composition. She wore suave set laced with aspiration and tied a thick confidence around her waist with extra intention. I had to catch up to Josie. Josie's pencil skirt matched her high heels covered in pastel energy, so with every guai came a plan. With every street corner she molded a wise man. Josie walked Mabone. I had to stand back, catch my breath, adjust my eyesight to her light, and as I watched her stride, I noticed how her rhythm was inspired by the Bree Street taxi friendlies. How the Gip reminded her of childhood simplicities, and how she just kept bopping her head to Gandhi Square after school cycle beats. Josie the celebrity smiled because she was the daughter of pirates and chiefs and still knew the perfect spots to feast on lightly salted chicken feet. She removed her branded shades, and underneath I spotted her golden humility. Josie's celebrity reached out to touch Cape Town's arm and whispered, "Remember me," and then she just carried on walking. So I stood between 2 grand cities as each of them whispered, "Remember me." Cape Town said it in a light breeze. His smooth baritone made my frantic heart freeze as he reminded me to just breathe. He maintained his cool pace by letting beach sands filter through his crooked toes. And how he always captured a perfect bottle of Merlot, not even he knows. I tried to rush him to catch up to Josie, but Cape Town just strolled. He spoke slow, telling me how he frequently had lunch with visiting ladybugs on mountaintops, how up there fresh air made life easier to eat. Winds lifted his linen shirt from his fertile chest while winter rains made his bare feet wet. Unfazed, Cape Town carried on telling me how he appreciated a Bugweti mess, cried whenever he thought of Clan Williams in living context. He spoke ironies like short stories told about long streets, and his gapsital swept between his naked guts as he punctuated in clicks. Cape Town had time to tell me many things, even write to Josie. But it's the peace he fed me as we wandered through his garden route that articulated, "Remember me." I stood between 2 grand cities, and this time I asked them to remember me.
So, I don't think I ever was so hot yet to recite Sarah Bartman. Okay. As I said to you, this poem was written because I was homesick when I was in Holland, and I was thinking of if I am this homesick, if I miss my country so much, how much more did Sarah Bartman miss her country. And that night I just wrote, "I've come to take you home." And I never knew what power lay in that. I've come to take you home, a tribute to Sarah Bartman.
I've come to take you home. Home. Do you remember the veld? The lush green grass beneath the big oak trees. The air is cool there, and the sun does not burn. I have made your bed at the foot of the hill. Your blankets are covered in buchu and mint. The proteas stand in yellow and white, and the water in the stream chuckles, sings songs as it hobbles along over little stones. I've come to wrench you away, away from the poking eyes of the man-made monster who lives in the dark with his clutches of imperialism, who dissects your body bit by bit, who likens your soul to that of Satan and declares himself the ultimate God. I've come to soothe your heavy heart. I offer my bosom to your weary soul. I will cover your face with the palms of my hands. Run my lips over the lines in your neck. Feast my eyes on the beauty of you, and I will sing for you. For I have come to bring you peace. I've come to take you home where the ancient mountains shout your name. I have made your bed at the foot of the hill. Your blankets are covered in buchu and mint. The proteas stand in yellow and white. I've come to take you home where I sing for you. For you have brought me peace. For you have brought us peace.
Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed this session, which is one of many sessions in the future. Calico.